Welcome to Information, where we explore the rich stories, ideas, and histories that shaped our world. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and often overlooked topic: African beliefs and religions before colonization. Long before European powers arrived and introduced Christianity and Islam gained wider influence, African societies had vibrant spiritual systems deeply connected to nature, ancestors, and the rhythms of life. Let's explore these diverse belief systems and understand how they shaped African cultures for thousands of years. Before colonization, African beliefs and religions were vibrant, complex, and deeply woven into daily life. They offered answers to life's biggest questions: where we come from, why we're here, and how we should treat each other and the world around us. Understanding these traditions helps break the myth that Africa was somehow without religion before foreign influences arrived. In reality, Africa had spiritual systems as rich and profound as any other part of the world. If you found this fascinating, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know what African history topics you'd like us to cover next. First, it's important to remember that Africa is not a single culture. It's a continent of over 50 countries, with thousands of ethnic groups, languages, and spiritual traditions. From the deserts of the Sahara to the forests of Central Africa, and from the savannas of East Africa to the mountains of Southern Africa, beliefs evolved in response to each community's environment and way of life. Despite this diversity, there were some common threads that ran through many African spiritual traditions. Most African religions were animistic, meaning they saw the world as alive. Trees, rivers, animals, and even the earth itself had spirits. These beliefs shaped how people related to their surroundings and to each other. Nature wasn't just a backdrop for life, it was sacred. Mountains could be seen as the dwelling places of powerful spirits. Rivers were often believed to have their own deities, responsible for fertility, harvest, and even justice. For example, among the Yoruba people of West Africa, the goddess Oshun was associated with rivers, fertility, and love. In many Bantu cultures in Central and Southern Africa, ancestors were believed to dwell in nature, influencing weather, health, and prosperity. When drought hit or disease spread, communities didn't just look at practical causes, they also sought spiritual answers. Rituals, offerings, and ceremonies were held to restore balance between the human and spirit worlds. A key pillar of African spiritual life was ancestor worship. Ancestors were not just remembered, they were active participants in the daily lives of their descendants. It was believed that these ancestral spirits could bless a family with health and fortune, or punish them if traditions were neglected. This belief fostered strong family bonds, as maintaining good relationships with both living relatives and ancestors was essential for harmony. Special shrines were often built in homes, and ceremonies were held to honor and consult ancestors before important decisions were made. In many African societies, spiritual guidance came from diviners, shamans, priests, and priestesses. These spiritual leaders acted as bridges between the human and spirit worlds. They interpreted dreams, healed the sick using herbs and rituals, and advised chiefs and kings on matters of state. The Ifa divination system of the Yoruba is a great example, a complex spiritual science involving symbols, proverbs, and deep knowledge of human nature. Similar practices existed in Southern Africa, where sangomas served as spiritual healers and mediums. Every culture has stories about how the world began, and African societies were no different. Many African creation myths emphasize the interconnectedness of life. Humans, animals, spirits, and the environment all existed in a delicate balance. In the Dogon culture of Mali, for example, creation was attributed to a powerful being called Amma, who gave birth to the world through a divine egg. Among the Zulu of southern Africa, the first man, Unkulunkulu, emerged from the reeds, bringing humanity into existence. These myths weren't just stories, they were teaching tools, explaining natural phenomena, and guiding moral behavior. Spiritual beliefs were not separate from politics. They were deeply embedded in systems of governance. Many African kings and chiefs ruled with divine authority, believed to be chosen by the spirits or ancestors themselves. In the Ashanti Kingdom of West Africa, the Golden Stool was not just a royal seat, but a sacred symbol representing the soul of the Ashanti nation. In the Kingdom of Congo, spiritual advisors held significant power, influencing war, diplomacy, and lawmaking. This fusion of spiritual and political authority gave African governance a unique character, blending leadership with ritual and responsibility to the supernatural world. Religious beliefs also shaped the calendar, with seasonal festivals celebrating harvests, initiations, and life transitions. These were times of communal gathering, music, dance, and storytelling. In Nigeria, the New Yam Festival among the Igbo people honored the earth goddess and marked the start of a new agricultural year. Among the Maasai of East Africa, elaborate rites of passage marked a young boy's transition into warriorhood, blending physical endurance with spiritual meaning. These ceremonies strengthened community ties while reinforcing the values and beliefs passed down for generations. One remarkable aspect of African spirituality was its flexibility. African religions were not rigid dogmas. They were living traditions, adapting to new experiences and influences. This openness allowed many communities to incorporate Islamic, Christian, and even local colonial ideas into their spiritual worldview later on, without abandoning their core beliefs entirely. This adaptability was a survival tool in a rapidly changing world.